Day 1 results of interest for the 67th Hungarian Youth National Swimming Championships. So this is day 1 of 4 of competition. Started today, Wednesday, 21 June 2023. And put a link in the video description to the Lucky Wallaby Courier playlist. This is kind of what this writing is through /4. General results of interest. And I've also put a link to results for the competition, which is through the Hungarian Swimming Association, like live results. And so I'll put a link to that. It's in Hungarian. I'll put a link to that in the video description as well. And what else to know about the competition? It is being held, so today is day 1 of 4, so it ends on Saturday. And it is being held in Kaposvár, Hungary. Okay. Logistics. Story to lighten the mood about possible doping by any competitor. Some people get really down on that. What if somebody cheats? So I'm the biographer to Yulia Efimova, who's kind of become a poster child for drama surrounding possible doping violations. It was framed a bit, she has a unique case, and this is kind of a, what am I really addressing with this story? It's possible for people to look like they were doping when they were not, with an instead of. So what happened with her is like, it's the situation where she did not take performance enhancement drugs. What she did was she was on a really insane like detox, which is very anti-mainstream swimming culture. Like most swimmers like taper and stuff, and she'd gone on this like really extreme diet. So like her times were like super clean. But the problem with the detox and like a really extreme one is it changes a person's blood chemistry if it's extreme enough. So it can look like somebody has taken performance enhancing drugs on results, like doping testing, and it can have the same spectral signature, so to speak, as someone who takes performance enhancing drugs, even though they're just on a really insane detox. Okay, so that was her case. So her times are clean. So like the times that have gotten disqualified for her. However, especially from like some of her times that were like super fast that have not been surpassed kind of thing. So I'm a geologist and I do mineralogy and worked in an experimental petrology lab. And this works like that, where in mineralogy, we have a mineral library. And when a satellite goes and collects spectral data for certain wavelengths of light from different planets or the moon, what happens is it runs whatever spectrum it gets back for the wavelength against different minerals in a mineral library. So if there's a textbook composition for olivine, it'll compare the spectrum back for that wavelength of light to the mineral composition for olivine. And if it's a fit, they'd be like, okay, this is basalt. You know, that kind of thing. There's a little bit of mixing. The problem is that these standards in what a spectrum should look like, they don't have every composition, 1, so there can be errors in the rock type, in the mineral type. 2, since a lot of these mineral libraries were developed, the chemical compositions of rocks have become much better documented, and so what might have originally been basalt on the moon might now be a melaleuthite on the moon kind of thing, based on spectral signatures. All right, it's not like currently people have been there and collected samples. It's basing it off of standardized samples. So, and that happens in anti-doping as well. And so they use standardized spectrums. And if somebody has not been on a detox and they don't take any people with super clean blood chemistry and make them part of this standard, it can look like somebody is cheating even though they're not, right? Because the standard was not squeaky clean to begin with. So it's kind of, in that sense, in that case, the institution to blame would actually be whoever comes up with the standard like spectrum, so to speak, for performing enhancing drug, which may or may not, oddly enough, be the testing agency. Okay, I don't know that specific at this point in time. Okay, up next, Hungarian vocabulary. So I'm going to go through a few words that are, if you're unfamiliar with Hungarian and you want to look at the results, these should help if you're looking for something specific or just want to know what it means. Férfi in English means male. Nő in English it means female. these pronunciations might not be right. Vegyes in English means individual medley, or translate. Gyors and gyorson in English is as freestyle or front crawl. It's the quickest stroke specifically. The on at the end is like the formal name. So like, well, I'll explain that next, or not next, 2 words. Up next is Mell in English as breaststroke. Then next one is háton in English is back or backstroke. So there's like the informal name for a stroke. So like I'm going to do the 100 back, I'm going to do the 100 hot. And then there's like the formal name of I'm going to do the 100 backstroke, or I'm going to do the 100 háton. Okay. All right. Up last is Pillangó, which in English is butterfly. All right. Swimmers of interest results. We had 2 swimmers entered in events today. Up first is Vivien Jackl. She's a female, 14 years of age. In the 200-meter individual medley preliminaries, she was first ranked with a time of 2 minutes and 22.86 seconds. And the 100-meter breaststroke preliminaries, she was 19th rank with a personal best time of 1 minute 18.23 seconds. Woo, PB. PB stands for personal best. And then in the evening session, so the final session in the 200-meter individual medley, in the A final, the fastest final, or is it? No, that was by age. Okay, in the A final, she got first place with a personal best time of 2 minutes 18.30 seconds. So that's the first swimmer. Second swimmer, Lora Komoróczy, a female, 17 years of age, 17 years old. She was entered to compete in the 50-meter backstroke preliminaries and did not swim. This is different than did not start. I'm counting did not swim as they entered to compete in the event and then they did not swim. That somewhere in there was a decision made to not compete in the event, and so I'm calling that did not swim. Okay, now that's the results from today and some logistics. Day 2, entrance. Vivien Jackl is entered in the 200-meter butterfly, and Lora Komoróczy is entered in the 100-meter backstroke. And I will go back through, and if I missed, before I post this video, I'll go back through and double check that, and if I missed something, I'll put it in the video description. So if the video description says something different than what I'm saying right now, that's right. And you can go and check for yourself. Right, too, since I'm putting a link to the results to make it easier. And you could check even if I didn't do that link, but I'm trying to make it easy for you if you want to check that out. All right, and concluding remarks, it was a pretty good day. That's a multiple personal best times by one of our swimmers of interest and the other one's in swim, but it's still cool that she entered, kind of thing. Yeah, so happy day 1 of 4 results of interest.